Colorado Springs man, this somber anniversary is particularly tough. As an eyewitness to the 9/11 attack, some images will forever haunt him. But he found a way to turn a source of pain into a source of beauty.
I love capturing the moment, image, light.
Michael Myers spent his days photographing some of the most beautiful faces in the world.
Shot for GQ, Esquire, Forbes, Vanity Fair.
But that was another life, the 90s in New York City.
I was going to die a photographer. So, you know, or at least I thought I was.
Then 17 years ago, everything changed. Michael was walking his older son to school.
We were on the corner when the first plane flew over our head.
He knew something was wrong.
It didn't make sense that the plane was that low.
Then a sound Michael will never forget.
So I went around the corner and saw the flames come out from the fuel burning.
But remember, at that point, we all thought this was a terrible accident.
Just didn't make sense. I didn't understand why on a clear day they hit the building and didn't dump it in the river or something.
Michael went into dad mode.
So I handed my son to my wife and said, take him to school, I'll meet you there.
But then a second plane crashed.
I didn't see it, I heard it, and so I went running without saying anything.
And some images will forever haunt him.
By that time, people had already started jumping, and we saw a lot of, it was rough.
The Myers family couldn't get back into their home just 3 blocks from Ground Zero.
We looked at moving here, or at least coming here, until things changed.
2 weeks later, they were on their way to Colorado Springs.
My family wasn't going back to New York.
After commuting cross-country for years, even a stint back at their old apartment, Michael knew it was time for a big change.
And that's where making whiskey came in.
He knew nothing about whiskey, only that he liked it.
I love to cook, I love the darkroom, and I'm from Georgia, and they make it in the woods in Georgia, so it can't be that hard.
He learned everything he could.
And we take toasted pieces of aspen, and we just put them in the barrel.
And on September 11th of 2011, Michael distilled his first bottle of whiskey. It's called Distillery 291.
291 was the very first photo gallery ever in New York. 291 Broadway, and my dorm room as a photography major was 291.
This space reminds Michael of a darkroom, and there's no shortage of artifacts from his former life.
Decided that I could build my own still, and built my still out of photogravure plates, which is a flat copper plate you chemically etch an image into, you ink it, put it with a piece of paper through a press, and you get an inked photograph.
So every drop of Michael's whiskey passes through this still. A small reminder of where he's been and where he's going.
Things happen like that, they change your life. And you have to look into, how do I make this a positive? Or how can I make this a positive? And that's what I did.